Okay, Terry, this is the teddy bear. Now, hanging out of the teddy bear is a Futaba receiver. Futaba receiver. That's what you're seeing here. This is a Futaba receiver. Okay, and the transmitter you're getting is a Animatronic transmitter. So this receiver is not really something that you really need. Okay, I am throwing it in so that if you decide to get a Futaba transmitter on eBay, you won't have to buy the receiver. You'll have the receiver, and you want to make sure it's a PZM. Well, it doesn't have to be a PZM 10 receiver transmitter, but it would have to be a transmitter that has the same frequency. And this one says 75. Let me just see. Hold on a second. 72.390 FM is the transmitter you want to get, okay, for this particular receiver. So you're going to get a Futaba receiver, okay, and the plugs coming out of the mechanism I'm going to show you in a few seconds fit perfectly in here. All you'll need is a transmitter, okay, and a battery charger, but I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so this receiver is not what you're... This is the receiver that came with it originally, but the transmitter and receiver that you're getting separately, which is in this box, okay, is an Animatronics. And it will not work with this, the plugs coming out of the teddy bear or the mechanism over here, which we'll get to in a second, because the plugs on the end of those are Futaba plugs. They only fit in the Futaba receiver, which is right over there, that Futaba receiver. So you do need a Futaba transmitter. So maybe what you want to do is sell the Animatronics transmitter and receiver online on eBay, and with the money you get from that, just add a few bucks and go back to eBay and buy a Futaba transmitter, okay, which has a, what was that again? Which has a FM 72.390 frequency, okay? Again, this is your receiver, okay? Now, let's go to the teddy bear and just take a look at the teddy bear. You'll notice on the teddy bear, Terry, these little Velcro snaps here. These Velcro snaps, okay, were originally for the bicycle, okay, so that you could Velcro the legs to the pedals on the bicycle. The bicycle was custom made. I'm going to throw in the tape. Okay, I'm going to make you a copy of the tape of the teddy on the bicycle, so you have that too, in case you want to have somebody make you the bicycle. Okay. All right. Here's the teddy. And he's wearing a red sweater, like you see in the video, and both arms, both hands. Both arms, these arms right here, let me just turn this upside down so I can see what's going on. Both of these arms are fixed, except for one of them, which has a servo, so that the arm can go up and down and wave bye-bye or hello to whoever it is that you want to wave to. Okay? This one here is fixed. Now in the back, and the reason it's off is because I wanted you to see the mechanism that would go in the back. In the back you have a little tiny servo affixed to the butt of the teddy bear, and that's for the tail. Okay, and the tail will go up and down. The reason the tail is off is because if you're going to sit it in a chair, because this will work by itself in a chair, okay, you may not want the tail being crushed. All right, not that it's that delicate, but you know, you may want to keep that off. You can take it on and put it off. Okay, so that is the servo in the back that operates the tail. Okay, now the teddy is in excellent condition. Okay, it's not that dirty. Matter of fact, it's not dirty at all. It's clean, and I've kept it clean. And you can take some Cabona, which is like dry cleaning stuff, or some other spray kind of dry cleaning stuff, and just with a dry cloth go over the teddy every once in a while if you want to clean it. You know, the paws and everything, take off the sweater, that kind of thing. Now, the head. I'm going to take the head off. The head is not affixed right now because I took the mechanism out. And I just want to show you the inside of the body. Okay, the inside of the body, okay, if we look inside here, the inside of the body has a tube. It's a black plexiglass tube, okay, which is bolted down to keep it down. And it has, if you look on the, see if I can find it here. Hold on a second, I'm going to look for it. It has a, here it is. Okay, it has an on-off switch, which is in here. You have to feel for it, okay? It's about, if you're looking down the body, it's about at, I would say, 11 o'clock. If you're looking in this way, you know, where this is 12, it's about 11. Okay, and there's a switch to turn the teddy on and off, teddy battery and everything. All right, so that's that. Okay, and you got a bunch of wires standing here coming out. And the wires, these wires that come out, okay, are for the battery and the receiver, which is right here, which controls the teddy bear. Okay, now again, this is a Futaba receiver, which is what you need. You need a Futaba transmitter and receiver. I only have the receiver for you. You have to buy the transmitter. You're getting an Animatronics transmitter, an Animatronics receiver, which you will sell on eBay, and you know, and then buy a Futaba transmitter with those frequencies. Now, all of the plugs, okay, that make the teddy bear work, all of these plugs get plugged into here. Okay, they all get plugged into here, and this last one on the end is for a battery. Okay, this is for a battery. Okay, and if you follow down here into the inside the okay, this is going to be for the battery. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the battery to it right now. Okay, these batteries, okay, that I'm going to be giving you, there's 4 of them. Some of them may or may not work. I'm going to connect the battery to you so you know, okay, that you have a battery connected to the plug you need to connect it to. All right, so now you have a battery connected to the plug that you need to the battery connected to, so that you'll know, okay, that this is the plug for your battery. This battery is probably not charged, and it may be dead. You may have to buy a couple of batteries at the hobby shop. There's 4 of them. You'd have to charge them up to see if they work. Okay, so there's the battery. It's connected to the battery plug, and you'll write something on a little tag, okay, on a little piece of paper. All right, when you're ready to label your wires here, if you want to label them. If not, you can just label the one that says for the battery, and so you'll know that that's the one you have to plug the battery into. And that battery, okay, wire snakes through the inside of the teddy bear and goes to this end plug here on the receiver, which says battery. Okay, and it's interfaced by a switch. That's why there's an on-off switch, so you can turn the battery on and the teddy bear on and off. Okay, so that's why that's the way it is. Okay. All right, so now this receiver, okay, will go inside the center. By the way, there's the antenna for the receiver right here. Will go into the center of the teddy bear if you want, okay, or actually it won't go into the center. It'll actually go, if you look here, there's an indentation. Right, there's an indentation here. Okay, let me just pull this down a little bit so you can see. There's a little indentation here, so you'll just rest the receiver and all of the wires on the outside of this indentation, and that's the way they'll go, because now you're going to put the head on with the head mechanism, okay? But before we do that, let me just sit this back down, okay? We'll sit it back down there. There it is, okay? And we'll go to the mechanism. And I'm going to just turn the camera this way, and aim it at the mechanism. Can you see the mechanism right over here? Right now, let me show you the mechanism. I'm going to just sit down and show you. Okay. Now, the head mechanism is for the mouth and for the head turning, okay, and the head swiveling up and down. Now, what I'm going to do is it's a series basically of servos, okay, that have been put into this really cool looking animatronic package. All right. So basically, I'm just going to move these by hand. You'll see that by doing this, okay, you see that the head mechanism twists back and forth, okay, just like so. Alright, now if I turn it around, you'll see how it works. You'll see that the servo is on the bottom here. The base on the bottom is what makes the neck tilt left and right, and the head tilt left and right, just like a real person's head will, left and right, okay? And of course the servos, you can see, there's one on that side, here's one on that side, okay, and then you've got one on the top here, and one on the top on the other side. And what that does, what those servos do, is they control the mouth opening and closing. Okay, and of course the mouth on the teddy bear doesn't open that much, but the mechanism is made in such a way, all right, so that the mouth will open like this with a lot of pressure. To get the mouth to open, you'll see that the mouth will, on the teddy in the video, will open like this, okay? So that's that. And if you look, okay, from the side, this is the top mechanism, all right, and here's the bottom mechanism, the bottom mouth, bottom of the jaw, and the top of the jaw. Okay, so now, if you look underneath, this is the cap. Okay, this cap is what fits on the teddy, which I'll show you in a second. All right, but this cap also has a servo in it, which makes the head turn left and turn right. These are all heavy-duty, top-of-the-line servos that do that. Okay, now, all of these servos have wires coming out of them. There's 2, and there's another 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's 5 plugs coming out of, 5 wires coming out of the servos, because there are 5 servos connected to this mechanism. Now, the 5 plugs plug into the receiver, which I'm going to bring the whole teddy over here so you can see. They plug into, let me just get that receiver, hold on a second. Get the receiver. Okay, this is your receiver. These 5 plugs will plug into the receiver. Now, these 5 plugs that plug into the receiver, and you'll have to experiment a little bit, so that either the joystick makes the head go up and down, left and right, one of the joysticks, or and maybe one of the switches makes it turn, the head turn left and right. You'll play around with that. You'll take these plugs and put them in different parts, into different portals on the receiver to decide how you want this to work. Okay. Okay. So let's just do that right now. I'm doing it randomly. There is no rhyme or reason at this point. Okay. This one here. This one right here is the head turn left and right, and I'm just going to plug this in anywhere on the receiver. Okay. So let me just plug. I'm going to have to lay this on my lap here on my arm. Okay, the head mechanism on my arm, and I'm just going to plug that in somewhere. Okay. So that's going to get plugged in. All right. And then another one is going to get plugged in. Okay. So these are all going to get plugged in. Okay, and here's another one that's going to get plugged in. Okay, that's going to get plugged in. Okay, remember the battery is now plugged into the receiver, so we have battery power. I mean, if the battery was charged. Okay, and then the last one we'll just plug in. Okay, so now just about all of the plugs are plugged in. Now, let me just zoom this back, okay, so that you can see what we got. Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna kind of reposition the camera a little bit. Hold on. I'll be right back, Terry, so that you'll be able to see. Hold on, buddy. Okay, Terry, you may hear my children in the background because I'm doing this at the house. Just turn this around so I can see what's going on here. Okay. So we talked about the fact that we connected all of these plugs to the receiver. I see I left one out here. Let me just plug that into the receiver. And again, this has to do with controlling the functions of the teddy bear, the up, down, arm, the teddy bear's tail, left and right wagging, the head left and right, the mouth opening and closing. So that's basically what these plugs connected to the servos do. Okay, so now I'm having a little difficult time getting this one in here. Let me just see something here. Okay, it goes in that way. Alright, so these would all be plugged in here. Alright, so you got them all plugged in. So now you take the receiver and you place it, like I said, in this little indentation that's on the side. Okay, and you're going to place the wires, you're going to shove the wires. Okay, the receiver goes on the outside of the tube, by the way. This tube right here goes on the outside. I got it in the back over here. Okay, you'll see it when you take this off. Okay, now the head. Okay, and you want to make sure that these wires, all of these wires here, are on the side too. You know, and they're all going on this towards this indentation here. See, there's an indentation on the tube. Okay, so that you can place the cap on top of the tube, and you don't want to pinch these wires. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the wires and lay them on the outside of the tube. Once this is all in place, you can pretty much leave it this way. Okay, so now here's what I'm doing. I've got the wires in the cap, and I've kind of placed the cap on top of the can't see what I'm doing in the back. I'm actually pushing the wires out of the way. Okay, so now the cap is on. So here you got your, see that? You got everything connected. Okay, and you have your head. Let me just make this come up a little bit so you can see here. And you got your head back and forth. And you'll see the mechanism. It's a very straightforward thing. It's not complicated. I'm going to throw in some extra parts too for this. Okay, so you basically have this mechanism, just like so. You see that? Okay, so there you are. You're all set. Now, the transmitter, which is the remote control, let me just take that out. This transmitter, see that transmitter there? If that was a Futaba, okay, and you had a fresh battery in here and a fresh battery in here, okay, that was charged, okay, then you'd be all set, okay? Now the head's not on yet. I'll put the head on in a second, all right? So that's essentially it. So you would sell this Animatronic transmitter on eBay, okay, or get a it's easy to sell a transmitter, you understand? And then to change all the plugs on your servos, okay? Because you'd have to cut them off and, you know, and then solder and wire them that way. So basically, you want to change the Futaba receiver is in there, so you don't really need a new receiver. But you want to get a Futaba transmitter that transmits on the frequency that I mentioned before, and you can see that when you when you look at the receiver inside the Teddy. Okay? Don't be afraid to pull things out of the Teddy. Just be gentle with them. Okay? Because it's made pretty sturdy. All right? And okay, so that's the transmitter. And that's going to come with another receiver, actually. Okay, that will come with another receiver and a charger for the battery that's inside and for the actually for the battery inside. Okay, so but you want to get rid of this. Okay, you want to sell this and get a Futaba. All right, and it should be no problem. You sell the transmitter here. Okay, the six channel transmitter that you see right here. You sell this, and you buy a Futaba on eBay. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay. I'll put that back in the box later. Okay, I'm going to throw in 3 extra batteries. Now, I don't know how charged or uncharged these guys are. I don't know. So they may not be charged, but they run about $20 in the 20 to $25 in the hobby shop. You don't need one, you know what I'm saying? Or you can make your own. Just buy the rechargeable batteries and daisy chain them like I got here. Okay? So you can do that if you want. You can buy the batteries at Radio Shack. And the plugs, these plugs here, okay? All of these plugs are Futaba plugs, all right? So you can cut these plugs off and put them on new batteries if you're making up your own batteries. Or if you are buying the batteries, you'll get it without the connection, or you'll have to have the hobby guy wire it for a Futaba, all right? Because this will go into the battery. It'll go into the battery plug portal of the receiver. Okay, where you plug the battery in. Okay, so that's basically it there. Those batteries I'm going to give you. Now, let me get to one more thing before I put the head on. I'm going to just move this Teddy out of the way. All right, and put the head out of the way for a second. All right, and let me just get to a charger now. I can't give you this charger. I use this charger for my son's remote control car that he has competition with. This is a quick charger that they sell in the hobby shop. Now what I've done is I've added a modified plug to it. You can add just about any kind of plug to this charger, and it's a digital charger. They run about $80, $70. You don't have to buy this kind of charger. You can buy any kind of charger. Now this charger will charge this battery, okay? And you'd have to make an adapter plug that the hobby shop could show you. You know, you'd say, look, I want to charge this battery with this charger, and he would say, okay, then you need a female of one of these, okay? And then you need a female of one of these, and you would wire those two together and then make an adapter so that you could plug the two of them together, and then you could charge the battery. Now, that will charge the battery that goes into the Teddy, okay? And then you'd have to make another plug to charge the battery that goes into the transmitter, okay? The transmitter comes with its own separate battery charger. Okay, but you could modify. This doesn't have to be modified. I just realized it. You don't have to modify this. Most of the batteries that are in these transmitters come with the female, so you just plug it in and you charge it, okay? And the book, the electronics book will tell you at what rate to charge them at, okay? So that's basically it with that, okay? So you may want to go out and buy one of these chargers. You will need this charger to charge your power packs, okay, that go into the teddy bear. So you will need this kind of a charger, okay? So that's the story there. So you need a Futaba transmitter, because you have the Futaba receiver that I'm giving you. It's got to be on that frequency, all right? You may want to pull out those plugs in the receiver and plug them into, different portals, so that when you hit certain switches and joysticks on the transmitter, it'll make the head go the way you want it to, or whatever, that kind of thing, whatever you feel comfortable with. So that's that. So you're getting the teddy bear of the head, with the Futaba transmitter. I'm sorry, with the Futaba receiver. You need to get a Futaba transmitter. You're getting an Animatronics transmitter and receiver, which you can sell for and take the money and buy a Futaba transmitter on eBay. I see a ton of them there every day. You only need a standard 6-channel Futaba remote control, transmitter. All right, just a standard one, and you probably find one up there for about $100, $150. You should be able to get about $150 for this. So you should break even when it comes to the transmitter. This is the only expense you have here. This and making up some adapter plugs. That's pretty much self-explanatory, the adapter plugs. This has a Futaba plug on it that you buy at the hobby shop. Okay, and you just cut it and you solder it to the positive and negative. Okay, the brown is the negative and the red is the positive. Okay, the wire here, brown is negative, red is positive. I don't know if you can see that there. All right, and that's the way it is on all of the plugs there. Okay, and then you would make up the adapter plug, which would be a female of this, okay, with a female of this, okay, connected on one end, and then the female of this connected on the other end, so that you can put them together and charge up. Okay, so that's basically all you have to do. And all of those plugs and adapters you can buy at the hobby shop. Okay, you say I need a plug, a female like this, and I need a Futaba female, which comes with a male and female extension wire. So I mean, and that's basically all there is. I'm going to throw a couple of these things in there so you can make it up yourself. Okay, so that's essentially it. That's all there is to it. Now, the final thing that I want to tell you is how to get the head onto the mechanism. Okay, now we've done this. This is what we've done. Okay, now you can take the cap off and put the mechanism on the head first and then plug everything into the receiver. I didn't do that. I put this on here first, okay, plugged everything onto the receiver, and now I'm going to put the head on. Now let me just explain a little bit about the head. The head opens up here. Okay, it's got a little Velcro thing here, which once you got the thing on, okay, you can Velcro closed, okay? Now, we're going to take the head, okay, and I'm going to just stick my hand in here for a second. It's all spongy inside. And you see how my hand moves up and down? There's a place here, my fingers are here, and my thumb is here, almost like a ventriloquist dummy. Now, what you're going to do with the teddy is you're going to slip it on so that the top mechanism, this mechanism right here, is in the upper lip. That's all right, I'll put the eye back in a second. They're Velcroed, okay? I must have had it loose. Okay, the top mechanism right here will go into the top lip here, right in here, and the bottom will go in the bottom, okay? And you're going to slide it, you're going to just slide it in, okay? And that's what we're going to do. So you watch me. It's not easy doing it for the camera, but I'm going to try. I'm just going to take the mechanism and slide it through the hole like so. And you can lift it up. You see what I'm doing? I'm lifting this whole thing. Let me just back the camera up a little bit so you can see, Terry. Okay, now I'm just going to back up the camera, which I did. I'm going to pick up the teddy. And I'm going to place the mechanism, this here, right here, it's going to slide in to the head in the back like so. Okay? That'll just push the whole mechanism, push the whole teddy head over the mechanism, gently, a little gently. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is, because I can't see what's going on in the front, I'm just going to come around to the front, okay, like so, and I'm going to lift the head mechanism up, and I'm just going to have the bottom lip go down to the bottom here, and the top lip, and by the way, there's an extra hole here that you can stick your finger through to do this with. It's like an extra space And I'm going to just take the top head. Let's see if I can find the top one. Okay, see, bottom and the top. Okay, so this takes a little practice here. Let's see, where is the... Okay, this is the bottom. Can't find the top now. You gotta excuse me for a second. Can't find the top. How did we lose the top? Okay, I see what happened. Okay, I'm going to open the mouth here like so. And I'm just going to take the top. Okay, let me just make sure you can see in the camera. That's going to be hard. I got to move the camera back a little bit. Okay. Let's see, is that... Let's see if we got it now. Gotta crank this up a little bit. Hold on. Okay, and... Okay, I opened the mouth. You can see... Okay, I've opened the mouth. Here's the top lip. Here's the bottom lip. Okay, of course it turns this way and that way. One other thing, before I put that on there, one other thing, after you get the mechanism on, you may want to turn this way and this way, okay, because you want to make sure that your head stops here and here, goes that way. Okay, so you may want to adjust this cap so you get an even motion going that way and an even motion going that way. It stops at like 3 o'clock and at 9 o'clock. You may have to take the cap off to do the adjustment on that. Okay? Make sure your wires are loose enough, okay, so that you have some play in them. Okay? Alright. Now open the top and the bottom. Alright, just like so. And, alright, you'll just take a... Now I didn't do this, but you may want to do this. A suggestion, you may want to put some Velcro here and some Velcro here, and then put Velcro in the top lip and the bottom lip, so that once you got it in there, it's stuck in there. Alright, not that I think it's going to slip out, but you know. So, and then we'll just take this whole head mechanism, okay, we'll put the top one up, okay, can you see, I hope you can see everything, Terry. Okay, and here we go. Now I just put the top lip in. Let me just see if I can stick my finger in and guide the top lip mechanism to the teddy. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to guide it. Okay, and I just guided the top lip mechanism. I'm pulling down on the back on the neck. Okay, I'm pulling down on the teddy stuff. Okay, so that's in the top, okay? And now I'm going to take the bottom one and guide the bottom one in too. So we'll just lift it out a little bit. Okay, a little bit. Okay, like so. Alright, and we'll just pull this in here like so. Of course you got to make sure that... And I'm going to get my finger in there. Thumbs in the top. Okay. And just pull it so that you have this. You see this? Can you see what I'm doing here? I've got the top lip mechanism there and the bottom lip mechanism here. Okay, so that's basically the way that is. Okay, now there's one other thing you have to do. Just make sure that your mechanisms are stuffed into the head. That's what I'm doing right now. The mechanisms are stuck in the head. Okay, totally stuck in the head. Okay, like so. Put it in all the way. Alright, so now we're all the way in. Make sure it's straight. Remember, this is going to be flaccid because you don't have the servos on. Then you just Velcro it closed. See how I just Velcroed it closed? There we go. I'm just going to pull down a little bit here. Make it straight. Pull down. And I'm going to just shove this inside like so. Velcro it, make sure it's Velcroed, and then just shove the thing in, like so. Pull it back, pull it down in the back. Okay, shove it in the back, like so. See, I'm just going to pull down like so, and just shove it in the back, like so. See that? It's going right in there. Okay, so then we can turn it around, and you can see that everything is kind of connected here. Okay, now, one other thing. Of course, it's going to tilt to the left or right. The Velcro on the, see the Velcro on the teddy here, on the eye. I'll put that in. You know, now you can leave the eye so that half of the eyelid is down, like so. One way. Half of the eyelid is down, like so. You know, like he's blinking, or you can do the same thing with this eye, so that he's down a little bit like this. Okay, or you can leave him totally black, like so. Okay, I'm just going to leave him like halfway. You may want to put some new Velcro in there. Alright, so I left him like that. Now he's all set, he's ready to go. Okay, what you do is you reach in the back, reach down, feel for the switch, turn him on, okay, and stick him in a chair. Alright, and he would just start moving. His head would go up and down, left and right, his arm would wave. Okay, if you had him on a bike, you could have his teddy, his tail. Where'd I put his tail? There's his tail here. You could have his tail connected to it, it would wag back and forth. And you're all set, he's all done. Okay? So, I got 3 batteries for you to go inside the teddy. I got a transmitter, I got a receiver, a Futaba receiver already in there, so you don't have to buy that. You just need a Futaba transmitter. I'm going to give you some extra plugs, okay? You have to buy yourself one of these chargers for charging the battery inside the teddy, and also if you want to charge the transmitter battery, once you get the Futaba transmitter battery, you can do that too. And that's basically it. I mean, there's nothing else really. This you should buy. It's about $100, you know. Or get something maybe a little cheaper. They have something at Radio Shack a little cheaper. But I would go to a hobby shop. All right, he's done. I mean, you know, I guess the wool sweater could be washed. It seems reasonably clean, you know. But that's it. He's all done. Okay, I'm going to make the videotape up now with him on the bike. And that's it. If you want to take the head off, okay, just gently pull it forward. Put your hand inside. Oh, one last thing. I almost forgot something. Okay. Okay, I got to get some more of this. Here we go. I got this stuff here, this white cottony stuff. Okay, you want to make his mouth, a little bit more stiff. Okay, so you take this white stuff and you shove it in on the top and the bottom. You know, like our Godfather. Shove it in the top and the bottom. This white stuff. Okay, let's see if I can. I don't think this is the stuff. Hold on. Let me just hit the pause button. I got some more stuff to give you. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, Terry. I found some more of this white stuff here, and a few other things. I'll tell you about in a second. This white fluffy cotton, you put it around the lip, upper and lower lip, to give it a little bit more stiffness. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just shoving it in from the bottom here. There's a hole in the bottom that we kept there purposely, and you can join it too much. Okay, so I'm going to just pull. And I'm going to put this extra stuff with you. You're going to get this extra stuff. And after you get the mechanism in, connected, just add the extra white stuff in there on the top and the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to put some in the top. And basically what it'll do, you'll see that there's a little slit here that you can shove stuff in. I'm just going to shove this white stuff in. Okay, on the top lip now, and make the nose a little bit stiffer. Okay, so now the nose is a little stiffer, like so. Using my fingers to push it in. And then of course, you want to just make sure that you have the mechanism in there correctly. There we go. And that's it. I think I got the white stuff in the way of the mechanism. We could just pull that down. Okay, and there we go. There we go. Could be done a little bit better. Make sure that the white stuff doesn't get in the way of the lower lip mechanism. So just pull up a little bit like that. Make sure that this is the mechanism right here. Okay, so now you're kind of, okay, there you go. Now you know what we're going to do? We're going to just put this like so. And there you are. Okay. Again, the mechanism Once it's activated, okay, it becomes stiff and everything becomes stiff. If not, it's kind of droopy kind of thing, you know. Okay, we can make him a girl too. He's a boy, but if you want, I got this hat. You can kind of make him a girl. There's a little pin here, okay, and I've got a little dress, okay, and some underwear. So I'm going to throw that in too. You may want to wash this. And there's a t-shirt too. Okay, so, and I'm giving you some extra white cottony stuff. Okay, so you're all set. And, oh, there's one little piece of cloth that came with it, just in case, you know, like a little swab. In case something gets torn or there's a hole, so there's an extra piece here, which is coming with it. And you're all set, Terry. And it's going to go out on Friday. And I thank you very much for buying it, and you'll really have a good time with it once you get it yourself situated. And feel free to call me with any questions you have on how to do this or how to do that. I'll be very happy to help you. Thanks, Terry. Bye-bye. Clockwise. I'm sorry. Clockwise. Boy, I'm getting rusty in my old age here. Hold on a second. Clockwise. And I can bring the box over, have them place the deck in the box. And then again, just move away from the table very naturally and do whatever you're going to do with the cards. Stick it in an envelope, put it in your wallet, put it on your forehead like we discussed before, that kind of thing. All right? That's basically it. You have the card force, the top card force and the card steel. You have both of them. They're both great tricks, and they're utility items that you can use for doing other tricks, and enjoy them. I really I feel that these are the easiest methodologies to use, okay, without getting too wrapped up and involved in manipulative card tricks where you have to spend hours and hours of practice. The top force and the card steel that I've shown you do not require a lot of practice. They require some practice, they require some kind of work, but not something that's insurmountable. You know, if you are not a professional magician who spends most of his waking hours with a deck of cards in his hands, and you want to be able to steal a card away from the deck, or you want to be able to force a card on somebody, these two methods that I've given you are the methods that you should use. And they are completely, well, not totally, but they are almost completely undetectable by a lay audience if you practice them. And I thank you very much. Please look at the rest of our web auctions on eBay, or check out our website again at www.entertainmentrobots.com/magicshot.htn. And I thank you very much.